Welcome, musicians. So today we will look at a new key. This time it's G sharp minor, which is the relative minor of the key of B major. So if you remember, B major is this: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. If we take it a third below, three notes, 1, 2, 3. La, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la. So the natural minor, the G sharp natural minor, pretty simple. Now, of course, we can also have the harmonic and the melodic versions, which is, the harmonic version is la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, si, la, mi, re, do, ti, la. And the melodic version is la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, si, la, mi, re, do, ti, la. But we will take a look at this in the third video on G sharp minor. For now, we're just going to look at the three notes, the first three notes, which are G sharp, A sharp, and B natural, right? G sharp, A sharp, and B natural. Now, la, ti, do. Three ledger lines in the bass is A, which means one note below that is going to be G, and because of the key signature, it is a G sharp. And that will be down here. If that's the low A, this is the first G sharp that we see from the bottom, which is that. A sharp, B. Same thing here, an octave above. La, ti, do. An octave above that, la, ti, do. Octave above that, la, ti, do. And an octave above that, la, ti, do. Fairly straightforward. Alright, now let's look at the intervals that are between those notes. So, a major second between la and ti. You have a minor second or a half step between ti and do. You have a minor third between la and do. Now, what is an inversion of a major second? It is a minor seventh, right? So we're gonna have this. That is the minor seventh between ti and la. And what is an inversion of a minor second? It is a major seventh, which means do, ti, do, ti. That is the major seventh. And of course we have the minor third, la and do. It inverts to a major sixth. So la, do, do, la, do, la. So there we go. Those are the intervals of the first three notes. Of course you can also have the octaves. La, la, ti, ti, do, do. And that is it for the first three notes. So now let's do some practice in identifying these three notes in music. You should see an exercise in front of you, which is titled La, ti, do in G sharp minor. Now the reason why I put the letters as lowercase letters in, like for example the G, you see a lowercase g instead of a capital G. Why? Because in music it is usually a convention to write things that are minor in lowercase and things that are major in uppercase. For example, if we were to analyze the chords, the one chord would be a lowercase I, for instance, and a one chord in a major key would be a uppercase I. So it's just a musical convention, so that's why I do it. You should also start getting the habit as well. Alright, so the music itself is fairly straightforward. It's an exact transposition of the major exercise that we did, do, re, mi in B major. But this one is in G sharp minor. Once again, the time signature is 6/8 time. Now the key signature is 5 sharps, which are F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and A sharp. Of course, G sharp minor and B major share a key signature, just like C major and A minor share a key signature of no sharps or flats, and F sharp major and D sharp minor share a key signature of 6 sharps. So it's the same thing with B major and G sharp minor, which are the relative major and minor of each other. Alright, so now I guess let's just practice this exercise. So let's analyze the first line. You just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so nothing really happens with the rhythm. It's a straight rhythm of just 6. But the notes are it's a repeated pattern for 4 measures. La ti do do ti la, 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 la ti do, la ti do, la ti do do. Okay, that would be the next line. But that's basically what it is. A repeated pattern with just the last measure being a little bit different. La ti do do ti la. So remember, this is the octave this is the middle C, so it's just like the octave of the middle C, you could say. C4, which means that would be the G sharp 4. La ti do do ti la, and then an octave below that. La ti do do ti la. Switch hands because it's written in the left hand. La ti do do ti la. So measure 2 and measure 3 are actually the same notes. They're just written in different clefs. So this is measure 3. La ti do do ti la. Measure 4. La ti do do ti la. Measure 5. La ti do, la ti do. That's all it is. First line, very simple. So let's just read it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Measure 1. La ti do do ti la. 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 La ti do, la ti do. That's all it is. Alright, now let's see what happens in the second line. So we have the first 3 notes that are taken in the left hand and the next 3 in the right hand. So we have this octave right here. So this is the middle C, and this is the La the G sharp, the La that we start with. La, ti, do, and then we switch hands. Do, ti, la. Now here's the hemiola that we saw in the major exercise. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So do, ti, la, that would be measure 7. Now measure 8 is La, ti, do, ti, la. Measure 9, the same hemiola. Do, ti, la. Measure 10. La, do, ti, la, ti, do. Measure 11. Do, la, do. So that's the second line. Let's see if we can do that line with metronome. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. La, ti, do, do, ti, la, do, ti, la. That's it. That was the second line. And let's look at the last line, the third line, beginning with bar 12. So all it is basically this G sharp, so that's the lowest one, we just go to this one. La, la, la. So that's all it is. Bar 12 is just a G sharps going in octaves. La. La. Bar 13 is la la ti do ti la. Bar 14 is do ti la. Bar 15 la ti do ti la. 16 do ti la. So that was 17. And of course the last two measures, if we count again, 1, 2, so the last two measures, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the rhythm. Remember, each note gets 4 beats, and the tied note that is between the bar line does not repeat itself. So you don't repeat that A sharp. Alright. Let's try to do the last line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. La, 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 ti, do, ti, la, do, ti, la, la, ti, do, ti, la, do, and let go here. Make sure that you let go on beat 1 of the next measure, which doesn't really exist, but still, you have to hold the note its full value. The last note, I mean. Alright, now let's try to play the whole exercise twice. First of all, we will do the counting, and then we will do the solfa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let go. Alright. So that's basically it. Now let's do the same thing with the solfa this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. La ti do do ti la 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 la ti do la ti do la ti do do was the exercise. It's a fairly simple exercise because it's just 3 notes, effectively, but it should train you to, first of all, recognize those notes on the staff, and it should train you to just see them visually. Once you see them visually, you know how to play them. It's just easy, logical, simple. Just like B major, do re mi, sol la, do re mi fa sol la ti, do re mi fa sol la ti sol fa mi re do ti la. And eventually, once you train this awareness of just looking at 3 notes and just seeing, oh, that's la si do, simple, you will be one step closer in recognizing patterns. You are already one step closer in recognizing patterns in music. You can recognize the first 3 notes of a minor scale. And now, technically, you have enough information to deduce the first 3 notes of any minor scale. So for example, let's start with this one, E minor. I don't think we have done E minor yet. See if you can play the 3 notes of the minor scale in E minor. So you have a whole step that comes first and then a half step that comes later, right? La ti do. Simple. And if you take a look at, let's just poke a random note. Oh, so C minor. Whole step and a half step, right? La ti do. Now let's poke another random note. A minor. We already know A minor, but it's la ti do. So as you can see, these exercises are meant to train your pattern awareness and to allow you to recognize the pieces of the minor scale, or just the entire scale in any key. That is why it is so important to learn all of these keys and do all of these exercises, because it kind of frees you up. Now you're able to do more keys than just the key of C major, which people love because of its lack of sharps and flats, but the other keys are just as simple. You just need to know their patterns. And once you know their patterns, it's trivial. Alright, I think it's enough talking for today. I'll see you in the next video where we will do the, we'll add the sol la in the key of G sharp minor. And I'll see you in that video.